Hey there folks, and welcome to the next GT7 showcase of update 1.69. In this update we have 3 new cars, starting from the worst on up, which is the Yangwei U9 2024. Ah, God. Which here's the parts and things you can do to it, which is not much at all. At best, you can do weight reduction, tires, not even the train, brakes, clutch. Nope, can't do the clutch here. It's a electric car. It's an electric car. Which, as the saying goes, that's an electric car. Grandchildren don't know jack crap when it comes to upgrading a electric car. So you get what you get at the end of the day, which is the stock performance. Oh, and I guess a power restrictor, because you want to lower it down, which I definitely did to 900 horsepower, which is all the way down, just to say. So just to say in advance when it comes to that. Which here is no wide body, because you can't do a wide body to this car, so just to say to that. Now for rims, you can change the rims to have a bit more of an offset to it for the starter rims, or if you slap some, I don't want to say better rims, those rims are not that bad. You could lower the inch to 20, because I don't know why there's like 21 inches on this freaking car at the end of the day, holy crap. You can widen the offset and widen the rims itself. And then also you can add a front splitter lip to it. Or just a lip. Or which one you want to go with at the end of the day. You also add a side skirt, of course. Or, I mean, it technically already has it, but you just amplify it further if you want. Give it more a race appeal, shall I say. You can also add fenders in the back, which makes me wonder if that actually affects it or not, because that does give it a speed tail effect, so it does make me wonder about that. But yeah, it does have the regular spoiler, which I think that's adjustable. I just for some reason went with the custom. I don't know why I did this. If I had the suggestion, probably go back to the regular wing, but if it doesn't have any custom, then that's probably the reason why I did that. I'll just say that in advance. Hood pins. I don't even know why it has it. To be honest, it's a freaking frunk. It's not even a hood. Tow hook. You can also change the lights. Of course, you can change the license plate in case you don't like that. Which, yeah. This is probably the most customizable thing in the car. It's the worst part. Well, besides the front grille here. The front grille, you can add air pockets, which, again, I'm not really sure why. That's a choice, but okay. I mean, I guess electric does get hot, but I just don't... I doubt the wing comes from underneath, though, to cool it, at the end of the day. Since the whole battery thing is down there. At such, you know. But anyways, on to the race, which we are doing it at the Hypercar Parade at the Yas Marina Circuit. Holy crap, they did something right for once by putting an electric car in the actual event it should be in. Instead of the stupid World Touring 600, I still have a problem with that BYD car. But anyways, the Yangwei U9 is, well, electric car at the end of the day, which as the saying goes, can't do endurance races with this. But it is a hypercar though, so you can chuck it into the hypercar, even though I say loosely because it's more of a high-end than a hypercar any day of the week. Because just to say, in case you want to know, is this the one that does the world record of 900 miles per hour? No! That would be the Stream. This is the U9 that apparently did the fastest record around Nürburgring. Which I highly doubt that. I very highly doubt that, but then again, it's electric. As the saying goes. Because yeah, I'm just going to say it's electric. That's the biggest excuse I'm going to have for this, because at the end of the day, that's what this car is. And I'm not against it, nor I want to be racist about it at the end of the day. It's an electric car. It's a bean of a car. So say, this says that's a bean of a gas car in front of me. But that bean of a gas car is a Aston Martin Vulcan, because yeah, this is a whole new event dedicated for hypercars and stuff, which I say hypercars loosely, because some of these are supercars, some of these are high-ends, and some of these are hypercars. And Vulcan is a high-end to me. A glorified high-end to me. Yeah, you want me to talk bad about their car? I'll talk bad about that one too, because that one's terrible as well. Because yeah, just to say, it's been like a week and a half, I think, since I last did recording, I think. And I've been doing a lot up to the side of things. I've been tuning cars left and right, and you're having fun, or just having the discovery that, like example, it turns out the Mustang Grade 4 has max horsepower till you do it, can't hit 200 miles per hour. For example, kind of joke. So. But yeah, the Yangwon U9, well, I don't think it's not a terrible car. It's an electric car, and in case you want to know what I based this off of in terms of miles per hour performance, I think I based it around. Funny enough, I think I based it around GT, no less. Well, no, it's funny. It's either GT or 350. Because I'm not gonna hard check that, because it's an electric car. I don't really like electric cars at the end of the day, and you can say that you don't like things. I'll just say that much. So don't retract it as a, oh, you hate electric cars. No, I just don't like electric cars. There's a difference. If I hated electric cars, I would go out my house, protest the bitch at the end of the day. No, this is just a car I just don't care for, which in other words, I don't like. So, yeah, the Yangwon U9 is a electric car at the end of the day, which, as the saying goes, electric cars have big bad things when it comes to such. Like example, you can't take this endurance because it can't survive a fuel tank around Le Mans, no less. So, for example, and that's 6 times the fuel burn, but yet for electric cars, that just eats you as a whole at the end of the day. Because the biggest problem I have about electric cars, and this might be just a reality saying as the saying goes, while you do have that raw acceleration, and it's probably the fastest acceleration any car could be offered, the biggest problem about electric cars is fuel reserve. They are terrible at fuel reserve when they're ever pressed full throttle. Whenever pressed full throttle, they're just basically gone on the fuel tank. Like, it is nowhere as close as a gas tank, and it is very weird and very odd on that. You'd think you'd have some sort even to a gas car, but no. And my only guess to that is because Gran Turismo hasn't bothered to try a different mode setting for the car at the end of the day. Because there is no way this is the endurance mode for the electric cars. Because I know electric cars have a mode setting for endurance, but yet Gran Turismo tossed these cars in and not have that at the end of the day. Or if they do have it, I can't really tell for sure if they really do, because it's just, you know, it exists, so to say. So I will say in advance, I think this is more of a Gran Turismo just bad advertising these cars at the end of the day than the car being as it is. But that said, being Yangwon to me is more of a GT car than a supercar at any day, I will say. Which is a nice looking GT car, I'm not going to give it that. I'm going to give it that at the end of the day. But if I had to choose though, if there was an option for a hybrid version of this, I'd choose the hybrid version. That would be so much better. Give me a hydrogen version, for God's sakes. Give me some hydrogen cars. I'm curious about that. Because yeah, as the saying goes, when it comes to fuel reserve too, you also can't lean the car. If you were able to lean the car, it might survive a lap of Le Mans. Which is always funny whenever I say that. Because my goal is, when it comes to these cars, is make sure they're very endurance and make sure they're very good for the most part. If the car doesn't hit that, I'm not going to allow it to coexist with the other car at the end of it, because what's the point? That car's just going to murder it on the fly, regardless of how accelerant and how speedy it is. At the end of the day, it's just not good, Captain. Just not good at all. As the thing goes. But yeah, just racing around the Yas Marina circuit, because at least this got an event. Unlike the next one in the future here, we'll say, because I don't know why, because I didn't bother giving an event for that one. but that basically ends the event. So on to a much better car. Because yeah, I have to say, yeah, that's an F for rank on that car. But on to the next car, which is the Porsche 911 Turbo S Lachspiel. Hopefully I said that right. Oh, Lachspiel. Lachspiel, yeah, 964. But anyways. So as the saying goes, here's the parts and things you could do, and yeah, this car, we have this car before, because this is basically the 964 with just a better spoiler and other glorified things they might have done to it, because yeah, this ain't the normal 911 Turbo S, so say. This is a 911 Turbo S if Porsche went out of their way to do every lightweighting means to the car. The example, thinning out the windows, applying a spoiler to give more performance edge, because yeah, just say the regular one doesn't have a spoiler, and other such to it. But yeah, others say the big old flat 6-cylinder from the M30 69 911, which yeah, this thing costs 1.5 mil, by the way. So oh, and it's also in the Legends auction too. So good luck getting it, as thing goes. But you can have a wide body, which just extends the fenders and such. You can also give it an engine swap, which we will be checking that sometime soon in the future. But here's DKH 911 too for the Porsche motor, which is a modern motor too. But yeah, here's the rims you can do to it, which yeah, of course you can just white offset at best. But if you slap some, that's a choice of rims. I didn't choose for that, but you can lower the inches to 16, which yeah, as the saying goes, I'd put there. Rim lift to wide and offset to wide. So yeah, you can do both with that in case you want that at the end of it. The other thing is, I think you just turn this into a race car at the end of it. I don't know what race car its purposes is to be based off of, but I think that's where it's come from. So. Oh yeah, and the other thing they did for lightweight measures too is to add more air in the front. As you see there's open spots in the front now. Because there's usually just lights there. And this is the one part I hate is, yeah, you get the nice rear skirt, but you lose the Porsche symbol on the back though. But yeah, there's the regular rim. I have the club style rim instead. You can also make it look like the regular one as well, if you really want to. Yeah, you can also add hood pins as well. A tow hook. And such. What else we got? Oh yeah, the roll cage. But yeah, the roll cage is a club style, so probably just keep it with the one Type A. So you can put something at least in the back of the car at the end of the day. Get super cool headlights and such. License plate is this Turbo S. But you can also change it to something else, but I'm gonna say I probably just keep it with those ones, to be honest. Because whenever you see license plate grooves, you might as well have something there. Although you can just turn around and just slap a whole vinyl within that groove though, so there's like goods and bads when it comes to that. Worst case scenario, it has like a nut or bolt sticking out on it. That would suck then, as the thing goes. Yeah, then you got some brake calipers you can color, of course, as the thing goes. So yeah, there's always the universal customization, so that's one of them. But yeah, that's basically it you can do to the 911 Turbo S Lachspiel. Or Lechspiel. I think it's Lechspiel. But to the Sports League with this car at the Circuit Gauss Venue. So yeah, the Porsche 911 Turbo S Lachspiel. Or Lechspiel. 1 and 2. I probably should have checked the pronunciation on that, but at the end of the day, it basically means lightweight. This is basically Porsche's attempt to make a really lightweight car at the end of the day. And I don't know, it's like a 1 in. It probably is much faster than the regular one. as a result of that. But the problem is, though, this is basically essentially what you guys did is made the club sport. However, this is also the most famous version of Porsche 964. So this is the reason why Grand Theft Auto added it at the end of the day. But if I had to be honest, did they really kind of need to add something like this? Yes and no. Yes, because in case you like that spoiler, because that is a unique spoiler, because I don't think that's on the regular one. But no, because you already have the regular one. What's the difference at the end? I so say, you know. Besides, oh, let's just lightweight, or let's just already add a lightweight reduction to the car already, which doesn't technically count towards the lightweight reduction. So technically, this is still lighter than the regular one at the end of it. So I guess if you just really want that lightweight, there you go at the end of it. Which, yeah, here's the regular one in case you want to see the regular one with same color, basically the speed yellow. That thing goes. A nice amber yellow looking color at the end of it. I mean, I don't literally mean amber, but amber tinted yellow. You know what I mean on that? It's like, it's very close to Lamborghini yellow at the end of the day. But it's more Porsche style yellow, I would say. Because Porsche, this is definitely the yellow that Porsche is known for being iconic with at the end of the day. But yeah, I will say I did had to up the horsepower a bit because this event wants you to be fast as heck. Because this is technically a tight event, I gotta say. So 4 laps, and I still got 3 contenders to chase after. Which one of them is the Porsche 911 Strasse version, which very fast car for in this event, I gotta say, because it's a GT1 base road car. And then you got the 911 GT3 997, which they put them way up there, I gotta say. At the end of the day, for a 2009 911. So I think that's the, is that the CAS? Nope, that's after the CAS. That is, I don't know, I guess I'd say the Need for Speed Most Wanted 911 protocol. I think. I could be wrong. Oh wait, no, Most Wanted was 2005, so probably not. You got the BMW M4, because yeah, this is funny, throughout the whole roster you see here, there are majority 911s. There will only be 911s and you will like it. Speaking of which, get down there, BMW M4. This is what it goes. But yeah, it makes me wonder when we're going to get the newer BMWs. Which is going to be a fun case, because you're ready to see some pig snouts, people. This thing goes. But maybe there's a lot of restrictions going on with cars nowadays, and especially how bad cars are getting lately, I wouldn't be surprised. Considering now they have kill switches to cars, or you have to pay a subscription service to use such item. Like example, Ford's case, a freaking trunk. Or BMW's case, heated seats. Just, what is up with this world and subscription services? I think we need to take the subscription service away from people and companies anymore, because companies have just straight up just downright abused that shit. And believe me, because I just say this, I had a reason why I was gone for a week and a half, because I was mentally fucking ill. I literally could not take any more of the bad news of the gaming news, and I just fucking melted that day. I just melted so hard. It's like, I just wanted a good console, you know? I just wanted a good game console, but at the end of the day, I got a console where a company's trying to kill itself one way or another at the end of the day. Should I technically save this later at the end? Yeah, but I might as well just say the reason why I've been gone for a good while. And it's not because of the $10 million interest loss. That was one of the reasons, I will give it that. But the real reason was that. And Sony, you're a piece of shit. You're just a piece of shit to me nowadays. If I had any opportunity to go to PC, I fucking will. At this fucking rate. Depending on how bad it's getting. I just cannot believe decisions that you guys done at this fucking, I'm sorry to rant like hardcore, but you gotta say something at this point. So on to the next car, which is probably the best car out of this update, which is the Renault Twingo 1993. Which, here's the parts and list you can do to Twingo, which, as the saying goes, yeah, you can do a lot of things when it comes to this little car. This amazing little car at the end of the day, which uses a similar motor, I believe, to the Renault R4, which is the Clone Fonte C3G, but I don't think it has a C3, so or C3G. Ugh, tongue twister. But that is special. What's special to Twingo, which yeah, normally has like I don't know 52 horsepower. It's not a whole lot at the end of the day, and not very expected because to me this car was kind of just a K car in Renault, and a lot of people loved it at the end of the day, considering they advertised it with two big old sumo guys who could sit in it at the end of the day. But yeah, not a bad little car with the inline four at such, considering you can tune it up to like 200 horsepower. But yeah, you can slap a wide body, which I didn't do for this one because this one's made for pedestrian speed, so sad. But you can enlarge the fenders, and then you can also add an engine swap, which is the K24 Civic motor. Okay. Then we got rims with can widen the offset because yeah, as mentioned, rim width we don't have rim width. But it has 13 inches though. That's a plus. Because I am so sick of these cars having big ass fucking rims. What's the point? Expensive as fuck. But yeah, instead of those tacky, horrible disc looking rims, I slapped some Hayabusa rims instead. So that just looked so much better. So much better. But yeah, we got the offset of wide, and you can do everything else. You could change the front clip to have a. I'm not really sure what to call it. I seen something like that, but I don't know what to call it though at the end of it. You could change the side fenders, have more of a less groove to it, I guess, or something. You could take the back piece off, which I'm not doing that. Spoiler, which I don't know. That's not that bad for a little dinky fin at the end of it. Hood pins. You have a tow hook, a roll cage, which makes me wonder: was this offered during the United States throughout this time? It does make me wonder about that. Yeah, got some headlights and stuff for color and shit. License plate. This thing goes. But yeah, that thing goes got that groove there, so yeah, you're gonna have to stick something there. Or else it looks out of place. Yeah, that's a Renault Twingo for you though at the end of the day. A little cute little machine that, like I said, this feels like a K car, but it's not a K car though. It's a little bit, I think it's a little bit bigger than a K car, but it's damn well close. At the end of the day. And considering the engine being just like 53, that's very interesting regard, I gotta say. Very interesting. But we are going to the Grand Prix circuit of Brands Hatch. Which, yeah, here's the money payout I basically did for this. Which, basically, it's the pedestrian cars tryout. Or, well, sort of tryout, sort of not. It's basically pedestrian cars I've been customly doing over the time being. But the Renault Twingo 1993 is a fun little machine and probably the best machine to get out of this update, you know, but and such. Given how good it is for just being punched up to 200 horsepower and yet still handles it like a little charm. Yeah, this little cute little K-like machine. But yeah, like I said, it has the engine horsepower of basically a K car equivalent at the end of it. What feels like, because a K car has, well, if we're talking about, no, like 90s, it's technically 64 horsepower. Yeah, that's still technically fine. They still haven't increased it since then. Although I would suggest that at this point they should. Maybe at least 100 horsepower at least. But the Renault Twingo is a very fun machine, and the machine that basically, when I look at those seats right there alone, that basically straight up either tells me it's a Rugrats car, or it's Rocco's Modern Life kind of car. Like, when I look at that, that just straight up just tells me, which I kind of hope this car end up in some kind of Nickelodeon TV series of some sort, because that'd be really sad if it didn't, because just look at this thing. This looks like a big old toy. at the end of the day. And it's also got the cool Renault infotainment too on top of it. But yeah, that digital number registers up to 200 kilometers per hour. Just that. And it's also left-hand sided, which is what shocks me the most. But yeah, we got a real contender here, which is the Mercedes S-Parker Tour. Who's gonna win at the end of the day? Yeah, it'd be me. Because yeah, surprisingly, the Renault Twingo, when you up the horsepower on this motor, it turns out pretty good at the end of the day. It's hitting like minute 39 there, as you see there. It's doing very impressive remarks at the end of it. Which I will say, I don't know if they're still around, but there is the other colors of the Twingo right now in the used dealership, if you haven't got those yet and stuff. So yeah, make sure to try to get those as quickly as you can as the thing goes. But yeah, the Renault Twingo is a very fun little cute machine, which I even got the tire wear on to see how bad the fronts burn, and it kind of burns a little bit. I mean, reminder, this is 12 times burn, so it's definitely going to be noticeable, but I mean, go look at the other contenders here. You got the Mercedes Barker very lasting very much with those tires at this point, because my god, those fronts burn. So I gotta make sure to tweak the cambers on those, because yeah, that's what kind of affects the tires a bit, is cambers and the weight balance at the end of the day. Basically, it depends on how you brake. If you brake a lot in the front, your tire wear is going to burn more in the front. So there's like many caveats you could do to adjust that at the end of the day, which one case is to take the brake bias more to the rear while also changing the weight balance to where it's more aligned to the rear and the such to counteract that at the end of the day. The other case, of course, is camber, but I will say that affects very lightly. If it still so happens to do it, it's just still going to happen no matter what. And that's because of the matter of the brakes at the end of it. I dare say the brakes are off a line a bit, and you may have to change the bias to where it doesn't burn that much as it used to be. So say, maybe the sensitivity is too high. Who knows? For the most part, But yeah, to say the Renault Twingo is a very fun little cute machine. I love every minute of it. I do have a decal in the future to do for the Honda K one, because I will say I also tried the Honda K motor one too, because yeah, just say I got the whole showcase ready for this whole week here on top of it. And I'll just say this, the Renault Twingo with the K motor is really good too. I will note it's at sports speed, so 186 miles per hour, but considering, I'll just say this, as where this motor sits, it sits about pedestrian speed. If you go any higher, I don't think you can go to sports speed at the end of the day. So it's better off. I mean, it's still amazing the fact you do 4 times the horsepower increase as the thing goes. That's probably the most insane part. Because it went from 52 to 200. That's a lot, like I said. But yeah, Renault Twingo, such a wonderful little cute machine. I love it. It is definitely a car to have. But yeah, now onto the last additional race that we did got, which I don't know why we got this, but the World Touring Car 900, which if you look up there, you'll see what car I'm driving there. Which is a special Grade 2 car called the Lexus LF LC GT VGT. Now, you probably wonder if it's this weird machine. This is a Gran Turismo Sports machine, which when I say Gran Turismo Sport, as in you can't even see the, or this is one of the cars that you cannot see the cabin at all. And also, as you can see there, it's also a hybrid. Now you're probably wondering, hybrid system on a Grade 2 car, this is kind of odd. And I say to you, yes, it very much is, because this is basically essentially the 2008 GT500 race cars, because this has the V8, by the way. This doesn't have the inline 4, the crazy fast 2016 cars have, which I'm just gonna say those are technically like Grade 1 cars. I'm gonna be honest on that. The only thing that stands out compared to the Le Mans prototype machines is the fact that they have to fuel in quicker compared to the Le Mans machine. But yeah, you're probably wondering why does this car exist then? Because this is one of the Vision cars where they didn't just do the 2008 Grade 2 style, the GT500s. They also gave it a hybrid system, which the hybrid system, you know, it's supposed to give it faster because this was back then when they thought, oh, hybrids could be the future when it comes to race cars and stuff. Yes and no, sort of, because the problem about hybrid system is that they also make the car weigh much more. And that trade might kill the whole factor of the hybrid system at the end of the day, considering recently I heard in terms of Formula F1 50x50 cars, those basically got killed off recently. From what I know of at the end of the day. So it's safe to say that hybrid system is definitely kind of just not wholly the future, but it works for Le Mans prototypes though, as we do have Le Mans cars that utilize a hybrid boost system, I should say, which I think that's the best way to go when it comes to hybrid systems in a nutshell when it comes to racing, instead of having a longevity hybrid style that this car somewhat has, but it's not fully that. It's like a mixed bag between the boost and non-boost for the car. It also has an overtake system, which shocks me because, reminder, this car was made around 2015 or 2013. Although I will say the DRS system was also even around that time. And reminder, it has to, because I mean, look at the RS5 Turbo DTM. That was also a 2016 machine, so therefore, guess what? This also has it. As the saying goes. But yeah, basically, you basically going up against GT500s at the end of the day, and yada 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 when it comes to World Tour 900, because these events are always pretty freaking boring at the end of the day, sadly. Because my biggest problem when it comes to this is that you have the higher grade 2s, which are technically grade 1s to me, and then you have like the SC430 there, which hits on the lower end of the grade 2 at the end of the day, which is much more fair and stuff. So, of the such at the end of it. And then you just strangely have grade 3 cars that make no other sense why they're here. If anything, what they should do, and I'll keep saying this until the day they actually do it, add LMP cars. Like, add the low ones. And there is some low ones, I will say. So add those ones instead of stupid grade 3 cars. It doesn't make any sense. And I don't want to be negative to grade 3 cars, but they have no... They just have no, you know, no chance of winning at all. They're just there as, oh, I exist, hi. Or this is like a class race, which I don't understand. Why is it a class race at the end of it? It doesn't make any sense. Besides, you know, if you're gonna make a Le Mans series, call it a Le Mans series, not a World Tour 900 series, because it, you know, this makes my brain just shut up. It's like, what am I looking at the end of the day? You know? It's like, this is not a Le Mans series, it's just called World Tour 900. Which, yeah, you could have multiple classes next to each other, but I just don't think this is the event to do that. And yes, while I am throwing LMPs as an example, at least they'll have a better chance of those grade 3 cars any freaking day. If anything, I would suggest is put the LMPs in the back and then watch them as they climb up, because they're probably still going to be just better at the end of the day. But this is also called World Tour 900, so therefore the LMPs should coexist here. So that basically wraps up for this showcase overall. And if I gotta say for this showcase, kind of a C at the end of the day. The only thing that was kind of good was the Renault Twingo. So I'll see you guys all next time. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed what you watched here. And until then, you guys take care and ciao. Thanks for watching.